Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play by email match against Deaniks. He's a Japanese player and for me it is the allied side. 18th January 42, the Japanese just took Palmbang last turn. But overall I would still say the Japanese are a little slow for my own taste to achieving great victories early on. Every day I can build up more and more my own forces. Okay, but let's see. Here first the Dutch subs start trying to attack here north of Palmbang, the enemy fleet. Here's a Japanese third carrier fleet plus a bunch of cruisers, battleships or whatever. Yeah. This is Saigon. No luck here. My daily bombardments, because the Japanese are out of Pegu and are all in Rangoon, I simply bombard now the enemy at the hex of Rangoon. That is also possible. Maybe you cannot inflict so many casualties because it's your own base hex, but I still can create disruption. And supplies are not really issue in Rangoon so far. This is the Japanese 3rd Carrier Division, spotting and searching around. Maybe they are less aggressive now after yesterday in my successful cap over Batavia. A big enemy air wing attack here. The enemy is coming again for Manila. I have here some fighters, but not enough. I make a mistake. I would normally add them on cap. I normally have always only one on training. Or I stand them all down to let them recover. Anyway, this is now a good strike for the Japanese. Yeah. And I have only minimum amount of aircraft fighting here. The rest are on training but not taking part of this battle. But because there was no sweep and no real escort, I can at least take some casualties. Well, inflict casualties on the enemy. Still, my airbase is damaged once again. And some other units are taking part of the battle now, but this is escorted, so my cap will not be very successful. Yeah, I take down some zeros. But the strike aircraft are able to bomb the target, and this is in this case Manila Airport. And this is my supply convoy close to Manila, and then airstrike happened. Yesterday I lost already one cargo ship, now 2 more hits on my fleet. Once again, the enemy is coming. And more bombs are hitting airfield Manila. But only airfield Manila. So that is maybe a little lucky, because I still have some ships in port and shipyard of Manila to repair and fix. Strong attack here. Yesterday there was a tank attack in Nanyang and this was not so successful. The Chinese army was able to hold the tanks, not to really destroy them, but stop them. but this overwhelming air power is simply too much. I also try this. I was not sure if it's wise, and I would say maybe not so much. I use now here Dutch buffaloes to sweep Palmbang. At the same time, I have again, like I think 2 days ago, I have my Navy bombers on range of Palmbang. But now there are Oscars already in Palmbang, and this is not so good. I also sweep out of Singapore with my much better Hurricane 2Bs. But there are still too many Oscars. It's simply a question of numbers. Okay, now this is the airstrike from the carrier division against Batavia. And I can destroy the enemy dive bombers. But I'm losing also my own fighters. And yeah. And the Mavis also won't make a run. And yeah, my poor supplies, so close to Manila port, are lost. Yeah. What else I can do? I can only try. Maybe next time I send 10 cheap cargo ships. And if 5 arriving the port of Manila, I'm still happy. This was a torpedo attack, but the wrong side. So you always have this check if you come from port side or starboard side or from rear and And in the afternoon, torpedo bomber attack on Batavia, again escorted, and I have I had to choose, so I used my fighters to sweep Palmbang. This is why I don't have the numbers here. I have only the Hawks and the Hurricanes hold back. And I cannot catch the torpedo bombers. So the torpedo bombers are taking now my cargo ships in port of Batavia. But outgoing, I can still down some of them. Still 2 light cargo ships are lost. I would normally send them with supplies to Singapore or Manila. Now they're lost. Anyway. But I try to use my Dutch Air Force in a way that it's benefit me, or not only create kills for the Japanese air arm. Good, next bombardment near to Changsha. This is really only burning supplies for both sides. I left Nanyang and now the Japanese are only bombarding, so good. This is my block force getting defeated. Okay, now they're blocking the highway. And the next bombardment at Loyang. I'm still trying to leave the hex. And here is my bombardment now to test how strong is the Japanese forces, and you can see that there's a regiment, 3 regiments and a division. And also some Thai troopers, but I think they are not so important. But roughly speaking, 2 Japanese divisions are here. I have also 2 British divisions here. So the power is equal. The Japanese have maybe 1 more regiment in total. That is a raw power, but of course the Japanese morale and experience is much higher. But the benefit is that I can use my B-17s to bomb the Japanese, and I can use my cruiser formation to bomb every day the Japanese. This will create stress, and with stress you are not so well in attacking. Good, see you soon. So another day, and again action around the map. Some positive, some not so But overall, I would still say a victory maybe for me. Yeah, wise. I lost 23 against Japanese 63, so roughly speaking, 3-1 kill ratio today. Japan lost mainly Oscars today in zeros, so fighter. I was not really able to inflict casualties on the enemy bomber fleet today. So the escorts and sweep and cap of the Oscars was able to hold their ground, but they still lost airframes. For me, it's also a lot of airframes lost. The Buffaloes I don't really care too much, but Hurricane 2Bs are really hard to replace early on. Hawks I think is only a certain amount I have, and then they're simply all out of numbers and replacements. Warhawks, E and Bs are not the big issue, I would say. I have much more E's. I mean, Bs are also, of course, out of production. So 23 airframes lost today means, because I fight over enemy territory in Palembang, I lost, I think, Dutch pilots there and British pilots out of Singapore. Yeah, can happen. Also unlucky was that I lost my cargo ship so close to Manila, and 2 small other cargo ships are lost at Batavia, but this is not so important. That was a good cargo ship with much more capacity, 2,000 tons of supplies. Lost before they can really help me. Good, the rest is I think fine, nothing really here to see, all is fine, no one is around California, maybe some submarines still here, but they don't really bother me. Canton Island, my search don't detect anything, so I can run my convoys and support ships across the map. Because I know where's the 3 enemy carrier divisions, and enemy carrier division 1 and 2 is a truck, just arrived at last turn. And number 3 is around Palembang, so I don't must play too safe, you know. I lost also my first American carrier division. I mean, I lost my carrier division. The Japanese are only retreating, arming, refueling. But I can also build up Port Moresby more and more. And yeah, that is still in range for twin engine bombers against Rabaul. So the port of Rabaul will not be really safe for the Japanese so long I hold Port Moresby. Good. Not really anything in Dutch East Indies. There was an airstrike against Manila today, but it was not enough to really close the airport. So first, if the runway damages, I think, is over 50, you cannot start more. So 30, roughly speaking, is still able to take off, but with higher ops loss or ops damage, I think, risk. So I have to now switch all fighters back to cap, but I have still high fatigue, so I must maybe switch some pilots around. Also, the amount of airframes I have left is small. Still, I need to try something. I was trying to sweep Palembang, what was semi-successful. I don't know more which one. This was stand down. This one was a sweep, so this is our British pilots. Because it's really hard to see sometimes where is a Dutch or British or whatever nation they are. You only get the information of the type of airframe, but not the nation. So this airframe lost 1 pilot, but maybe 6 airframes last turn. I don't know. In total 6 lost, but 1 pilot lost here is okay. But you can see 11 airframes lost and 25 enemy kills. That is a good ratio. And the pilots are still not so good, but enough for me. What I will ask for. This is stand down. This one also was stand down. This one was the New Zealand guys. So a small nation like New Zealand is fighting. It's a battle. It's a frontline active enemy or taking enemy fighters out. Kill ratio is of course here not so great, but again I guess also ops losses and destroyed aircraft by with Buffalo airframes. So still a kill ratio of 1 to 1 is acceptable. But this air wing took much more casualties, 2 killed pilot, 1 pilot and 3 missing pilots last turn. Maybe also related to that the skills are not so well. Because I still have no other air wing for the New Zealand guys to train pilots. This is, I think, the only fighter wing they have. I can maybe check it. But if I check, I see, give me fighter pilots of New Zealand, and you can see there's only 1 air wing all over the map. And this is New Zealand. Good, but at least they're fighting, and that is fine, and action is good, and always give pressure to the Japanese player without throwing away all my equipment. There's a bunch of submarines trying to get a hit on this many enemy ships, but yeah, no success. Successful was the defense of Batavia, more or less. The Hawks did what was possible. You can see I have only 1 in stock. I lost here 2 pilots today. Oof, because this airframe is without armor, yeah. So the pilots are dying much easier. But again, 4 lost airframes for 8 kills is a good ratio. This air wing is only a very small one. It's I think a command air wing. And so they have only size of 3. I lost a pilot and 1 airframe but get 3 kills. So 3 to 1 kill ratio for this air wing. And this air wing was on cap. Yeah. So they're fighting, and these guys have only 1 lost airframe for 19 kills. These are the Dutch Buffalo, the Dutch Hurricanes. I have only 8, now only 7 left. And I have no replacement. And I don't know if I ever get some. Yeah, I get some in February. I start to get, I think, 12 airframes per month, something like this. So if I can hold Java up to March, I can even get the Dutch P40Es. That is good. But these pilots are not so bad. Getting really nice. And 1 guy is outstanding nearly. I mean, not too outstanding, but not bad. Good, the supplies are mostly lost, but 1 task force, so roughly 2,000 supplies are still arriving in Manila. And 2,000 supplies are at least something. Plus this cargo ship, so 2 more, so 3,500, 4,000 supplies arriving Manila helped me to get back to 22,000 supplies and, help to repair the damage. In China, nothing really changed. 1 block force was defeated, kicked out, now blocking the highway, fine. My troops are running away. I get a new block position here, trying to also reach this hex here. I have 1 more turn. The Japanese must take the base first next turn, and then they can try to catch me up again. So I think this is all for today. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.